So I do propose to start, and guys, today our meeting it's experience of transformation MGID company to the safe framework. And just before we start to the ground of this topic, let's meet a bit about me. Let's speak about our company and why we decided to transform. So my name is Gleb. I'm about 10 years experience in IT industry. I have started as a quality assurance engineer, and after 3 years, I switched from QA into the team lead, QA lead, and after that started my project management journey. So I work in different kind of company, like a product outsourcing company. I also worked with a bunch of clients from Israel, USA, Ukraine, and my boosted experience as a manager, it was experience to build a technical company from scratch, like to 100%. And also working in the company like 1,000 people on board. So this has allowed me to build my professional career and understanding how to make a project, how to work with team, how to build teams. And few more words about MGID company. Yeah, I'm working here like 1.5 years. So I arrived and entered company as a person who manages transformation together, of course, with E5 company as the external consultancy. MGID company, like on top of 3 worldwide company of network of native advertising network, science in Ukraine, like in 2008. It's a lot of years ago, let's say this way. And right now we are 700 plus employee worldwide. To diving a bit deeper in the technical department, together with product team, we counted like 140 employees on board at this point. So especially making a focus on the technical department, because mostly impact from SAFE been on technical dev and product team. So first of all, let's a bit check what you're gonna see on this presentation. On this presentation, you will see an answer on the question why our company decided to transform. What was the reason? How we prepare to the transformation, because it's very, very advanced framework with a lot of new roles, with a lot of rules and conditions, and it's not like and it's related to the business a lot, just to change the mindset on 360 degree. And also we discuss our experience, what's life after first PI, and how unfortunately things happen in Ukraine, how war impacted our company, how work impacted things what we are doing in MGID. So first of all, each and every guys who touched by SAFE framework start asking a question: why do we need to change something? It's first question asked business stakeholders, and after business stakeholders, the guys from technical team start asking why. We have everything straightforward, they thought about it. But the things what we need to do as a person who is responsible for transformation, to understand how to explain using the current problematic of the company. 3 main aspects what we have as the arguments for the business. It's first of all, it's time to market. Second of all, it's business goals alignment. And third thing, like very important one, it's clear communication between business and team, in our case, in technical teams. So these 3 main aspects have been detected during the investigation and preparation to the understand what MGID company need, what framework, what kind of process need to be built inside. And again, referring to E5 company, they made this job and using these arguments like current problematic of the company. And the second thing is to explain to technical team, because each and every should understand what will be the difference, what will be the benefit of such kind of huge changes. So what we showed up as the argumentation for the technical team, it's first of all, it's planning for 2 months. And behind of this planning being like understanding what scope will be developed. And it's some kind of transparent thing what we have for the guys who want to implement product without any interruption, without any urgent things all the time happening. And this kind of planning for 2 months sounded like very interesting argument. So second of all, it's force sprint. In SAFe as a framework, during the 2 months of PI, last iteration is some kind of preparation activities. And most interesting thing for developers, it's time for self-education and self-improvements. So this is something that allow us not to run like a squirrel in the circle, but to have some time for the own project, for the implementation, some kind of ideas, and for, of course, for self-education. And third team, we have a huge problem regarding urgent issues. So from each sources, for each and every sources of our company, people arrive with urgent issue, and this needs to be done right now without clear explanation why exactly this is so urgent. And these things very interrupt the process and interrupt the plans of the team, and to make some kind of like controlled house inside. So with these argumentations, we start we start the journey. But before I switch to the specific preparation actions, I want to say some general thing. What's the problem company want to solve? First of all, to build a transparent process which allow each and every person to be in sync of the product development plan. Second of all, to start committing on something. In our case, of course, it's a program execution. And a third thing is to be aligned in understanding of product and business values. So I make a bold of these three things, like transparent, program execution, and aligned, because it's very connected to the core SAFe values: transparency, program execution, and alignment. So with these three things, we had a problem. And of course, the one of the main idea to implement SAFe, because SAFe is very connected with values, with core values, to be solved of them. So we started our journey with self-implementation. So first of all, I want to say it's not a simple and trivial job to be done. It's really a huge job to be done in terms of preparation. And one by one, let's see what we did. One important thing is to work with stakeholder mindset, because you remember previously I said we received tons of urgent tasks from each and every sources, from each and every the business departments, and here is SAFe with a lot of processual things to be done, like lead portfolio management team who is like a decider of what the priority from business perspective, yeah, and changing mindset from like a pusher and from the person who is want to pressure the team, to the guys who understand why we need such kind of plan, to have such kind of planning, why we need such kind of a lot of alignment meetings to have things done. So definitely we make it, but a bit later, I will give you a few examples what changed from in terms of stakeholders mindset. Second of all, we have presented new roles which require it to be on board together with transformation needs. First of all, what about new roles? It's solution architect, release train engineer should be on board, a product owner, product manager, also together with LPM team, as I mentioned before. So a lot of roles have been presented, and we had some kind of, I don't want to say the problem, but difficulties, because before we don't have any of these roles. We had a project manager who been responsible for the processual sync and for the task requiring description. And we have tech leads, we have guys who try to align on their level decisions, but there is no some kind of flow with a clear and proper responsibility list. Also, to make everyone aligned about the methodology, of course, E5 organized a lot of safe trainings for business and technical teams to understand what is it, how to introduce it to the team, to the business, what ceremonies inside, and it's something need to be done for sure before we start actually first PI. Build LPM team, it's another challenge because first of all, lead portfolio management team, it's a people with authority to make a decision in front of like business units. They are responsible, and having general understanding what's valuable things should be delivered to solve any of business needs. So it's also like a big part of job to be done, and to I want to say this word, to choose actually right people to this team, because we already did a lot of changes. No, I don't know, so a lot, let's say two times changed the list of LPM team, and definitely it's something that needs to be to make some kind of attention before we start. It's not very connected sync to the especially transformations. You can use your actually tracking system, but MGID company used before another one. We fully migrate and configure to Jira and Confluence for these needs. The main reason of migration being like a big picture. I don't know you use it before or no, you have safe implemented or don't. Big picture, it's a plugin for Jira which is allowing us to make the process transparent during the planning phase, and understanding what dependency we have inside, what risk we have inside in one place. So this is like one of the reasons to be migrated to the Jira. Of course, we do have a lot of rumors about Jira tool, but for this purpose, it works. It's definitely a leader, let's call this way. Together with different roles, so we have set up product and Scrum Master team from scratch. As we didn't have any previous responsibility of these roles, so we decided to start searching for the employees internally for these roles, and most of the people enter this role from internal positions. So some project managers started to be product owners, some project managers become a Scrum Master, it was depend on their previous experience and set of personalities, let's call it like this. And of course, we opened a few positions and search on the market. Without it, it's not possible to build like something effective. Another very important thing is to prepare product backlog. When you are having some kind of alignment things on business and technical team level, of course, you need to align before you start and to work together with LPM team, with technical team to have a properly configured backlog with actual priority on top and before you start PI. You think it's enough? It's not enough for us. We made a few more things. It's introduction Scrum into each team, because behind of safe on the team level, we do have two options to run a Scrum or Kanban methodology. It's like two more methodology framework. It's two most popular, and in our case, we decided to introduce the Scrum to each and every our team. We have 11 teams. During the way, we changed a bit from Scrum to Kanban for a few teams, but still, this is detail we discuss a bit later during the presentation. We have improved quality of product ownership, because as I said before, we have a split responsibility of project manager who been responsible for product as well. But to have successfully run the process, we should have one product owner who is responsible for the one specific product, who is working of like a Scrum Master in the company should know that product ownership, it's very, very important and clearly understandable role, and should be like this to have successfully run project. Also, we made a team decomposition because we had a jackpot, or we had separate units like backend development, front-end development, and QA units. And task migrated from one to another just to build a product, just to build a feature. So we made 11 cross-functional teams. It also not the easiest task in the world from 140% to build, especially on paper, even on paper, some teams who will be able to serve project and build project from scratch to the delivery by one team. And also we introduced KPI to measure productivity, but during our safe experience, we a bit adopted this thing. So we started with numbers, we started with capacity, velocity, with measuring what the focus factor we have. But right now we're a bit changing focus to the understanding on each and every level of business value as the main KPI, achieving this value or not. But it's a bit later. Let's a bit move. Yeah. Do we have life after first PI? Yes, of course, we made it. It was very interesting experience because we made our transformations during the Corona, and there is no option to meet each other in one space, to collaborate properly, and but safe making an accent. It's pretty important to, even on PI planning, to be in one place and to collaborate. We made like a mixed models that some team been offline, some team online, and even this thing allow us to make pretty successful PI planning and run successful first PI. After 2 months, we start receiving very positive feedback from LPM team and from technical teams that actually it started becoming very predictive to understand what you are going to deliver on production during these 2 months. It's a very crucial thing, and people start to understand that it's definitely good things happening with this transformation. But of course, it's only start. Right now, we are running 9th PI, so it's already a lot of experience behind. And let's speak about a bit about this experience. So one of the important element of the safe, not only safe each and every framework, it's PDCA cycle, or another word, continuous improvement. Without continuous improvement, having as a mindset, it's problematic for the team, because having one set up process for the team, it's not enough. We need continuously improve and adopt thinking side. Because anyway, Scrum is a framework with some kind of rules, but it's a very adaptive thing, and Agile itself. So what we did through the PDCA cycle, what we improved during this way of running our PIs one by one. First of all, we adjusted condition for PI planning preparation. For us, very important to start preparation a bit earlier. For example, after second iteration of the current PI, for example, we are starting preparing to the next PI. What does it mean preparing? We are starting with refinement session. We are starting with technical implementation description. It's not required by framework technical implementation description, but some kind of parts of our product pretty difficult in terms of technicality. It's why it's required a bit more time to prepare it. Each and every week, team meets once to refine a task for the next PI. Product managers and product owners doing a great job to align everything with business before we are starting any activity. So this condition been adjusted in terms of having PBIs earlier than like last weeks of the PI. We used to make shorter our PI planning activities. Basically, these activities planned for 2 days, whole days of planning. Right now, we are doing most of the activities for 1 day, and second day we just, as usually, have like few hours to align some things and having like final demo to make sure that everyone understand what's team committing for. Also, we have improved determination of the technical and business enablers. For us, it was a bit confused things at the beginning, but right now each and every understood what the difference between business and technical enablers. In few words, saying that technical enablers, it's especially equal to technical depth, was something what we need to be done each and every iteration to keep our product technically scalable, or have higher level of security, whatever from technical perspective be improved. And business enablers, in our case, things which allow us to build new features. Also, we a few times run through the PDCA cycle requirement utilization, because as I said before, 11 teams, it sounds it sounds a lot, let's say, in our perspective, and each and every team decided to have some specific level of utilization. There is no requirement for each and every team what should be inside of each and every user story or technical enabler. So team decided how it should be described, and we have this freedom. It's like should be. One of the harder things is usually to switch from hours estimates to story points. In our case, team worked a lot with hours estimation, and it's not possible to switch like this to story points. And few iterations we made to, first of all, explain, second of all, collaborate story point estimation. And right now, I want to say that it works more or less fine. Each and every understand why we need to collaborate time to time estimation, because team is growing with understanding of the process, with understanding of the approaches and product itself. So they are doing faster things. Also, some painful things, it's slicing. Yeah. Very often I received a question or problematic how we can slice like 20 story points story, because we can't do it, what approach we have. And as usually it's something we need to be attentive and trying to find, especially in your case, how to split the story as small as possible part, and explain to the team about these approaches. Also, one of the last improvement we made it to create architecture team. Previously, I make a focus on the solution architect role. But in our case, we decided to split this role on architects who is responsible for the product. So we have one architect responsible for each product, who is communicating with product and business team from the beginning of the story, even with client, to understand the fastest and optimal way to develop it. Understanding of the specific of the system. So a bit switching from team stream to the LPM team stream PDCA cycle. Of course, improvements we made with LPM teams as well. I already told that we changed a few times the people of this team. So what things we improved? First of all, we made an accent and focus on business value understanding between business departments. I make an accent between business departments because it was like a story that, for example, sales department saying that my feature is more important than let's say like marketing department. And in this perspective, we start running as a team who discuss the general level, how it's impact the company, not specifically a department, what will be the difference, what even revenue we will receive. Also, we improved feedback on a system demo from LPM team once per PI at the end. LPM team sharing result of business value by each and every feature we delivered in previous PI. You probably can have a question, why so long, like to wait 2 months to have a business so well you shared. We need to have time to collect statistics. We are like advertising company, and a lot of our client, a lot of things need to have some kind of statistic for the long period of time run to understand the actual value. Also, we made some improvement in terms of brainstorming of the features because it's not only about improving the current product what we have, like adding some small features, small improvements. It's also creation a new product based on our our market based on what we are doing. And of course, we made a lot of steps to involve especially business and product into communication with each other to brainstorm and to understand what actually the needs on the market. So it's also allow us to on the LPM meeting team to speak about the very prepared feature with prepared business hypothesis and potential values we can receive. I already discussed this point. It's related to the demo feedback, so I don't want to repeat. It's especially about the feature we have. So I want to speak a bit about our insights, what we received and what we have right now from SAFE. Let's say not from SAFE. It's SAFE helped us to have such insight. So we understood our team capability because of a very clear process, because of a lot of improvements we run through the PDCA cycle. We have higher predictability, and right now business and technical team knows for what they capable, and if we need to make more, of course we just need to grow our team, not to push more for the current team. Also, it's allow us to make transparent our strengths and weaknesses, and it's allow us to work with it to improve and our weaknesses and to make stronger our strengths. It's again because of transparency of the process, and because of each and every team received more authority for making a decisions, and involving each and every teammates to the product building, to the product development. Again, our delivery become much more predictive, and I will refer a bit for the next slides, but even with changing the process by different reason, in our case a war, we easily get back to the SAFE because we have understanding why it's so important for us to run this way. And currently, the one of the biggest insight I want to say is that we can easily scale. We can easily scale our team because, again, transparency, because alignment, and if we need to run like 2-3 more products, we can easily scale a team and run them successfully. I'm really sure, because we built pretty mature process. So let's check what things happen with us beginning this year. Yeah, unfortunately, war impacted not only the company, not only the process. It's impacted all aspects of life, and at this point, not only Ukrainian, but in terms of company, we really strong. We showed up as a company who, first of all, taking care about the people, about safeness of the people. 400 employees are from Ukraine. 100% of employees from technical department, Ukrainian guys, and we company tried to find a solution to provide a safest space as possible. And a part of it, in 2 days after war started, we decided to fully move to Kanban. And it was not a hard decision. It was an understanding that we need some very simple process to serve reality. What kind of reality? First of all, we reordered our product backlog. to the more tactical task, not like strategical task, what we want to have in 6 months, in 1 year, what product we have and what we are building right now. First of all, in 2 days, we fully cut off the aggressor market. And of course, it's beat revenue of our company. But it was immediate decision. And even in 2 months, we stabilized without it. It's allow us because we fully moved to agile mindset, and we will be able to focus on more tactical tasks. So time's going, and in April we start thinking to get back to safe, because people start saying Kanban, it's very nice, but we under pressure all the time. We are running like a squirrel. I said before this analogy that development, testing, delivery, and this is like whole hell related to it. And we decided to get back, and it's not just easy things to get back. Because in April we start preparing, but only beginning of June we made it. You can have a question, why so long? First of all, it's because we need to prepare backlog from scratch. Again, I'm referring that product backlog, it's very important things to move in the right direction in terms of development. So it should be aligned, it should be clear for everyone, from technical team, from business team, and it's why it's took like 2 months to be prepared. It's not easy, yes. It's possible, also, yes. So we right now not 8, we're already running 9 SPI. Here should be some correction, and we don't have any idea to stop. We are moving forward and we continuously improving. If you ask me a question, if the process we started like first PI will work right now, no. Without continuous improving, it's not possible. But with using of the main things inside, following core values, it's always possible. But you need to be ready for the biggest challenge in your life if you decide to transform. So I'm done with my presentation. So it's almost 40 minutes. We have a ground for questions, please.
Thank you very much, Lip, for the presentation. Actually, I've got a few questions about what you said. I think one of the first slides you mentioned that, that there was like 4 sprints for self-improvement in the teams, and does it mean that you stopped creating value, or you stopped writing the code, and it was just for accommodation of new framework, or did you still write the code and try to implement safe at the same time?
This is really very flexible approach here. Yeah, you can continue coding, but based on safe, we should have a ground to prepare for the next PI planning, to prepare scope. You should have a time to continuous improvement process, just to allow your teammates to have own project or doing some kind of self-education to be more powerful in terms of technology, whatever. So safe recommend to make it. You can decide by your own. If you want to continue coding some small things, some technical depths during the first iteration, but the main accent on the first iteration is preparation and self-education. It's based on safe, I don't want to say recommendation, but based on the safe process. And this should be understandable for the business at the beginning of the implementation, safe in the company.
So you were like in, let's say, safe moment that you could, like the business knew that you will be doing it. And
yeah, it's definitely aligned before transformation, and business should understand that maximum business value we are doing three iterations: first, second, and third. First iteration, it's specifically for reacting on some kind of critical bugs, but mostly we are focusing on preparation and self-education. Let's call it this. Yeah.
Thank you. So, as I understand, it was like for all of the teams, right? For more or less 700 people.
It's for the 700. It's overall amount of people in the MGID. 140 is technical department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Welcome. Yeah.
I was wondering about one more thing. Actually, you partly answered the question, but I just want to ask to be sure that when you decided to move to SAFE, you moved from what?
It's a good question.
Like I got it that you were introducing Scrum at the same time. So I guess maybe you got some experience with Scrum before, or it was just.
It's a good question. Scrum we introduced as a part of SAFE implementation because behind of SAFE on the team level, it's Scrum or Kanban required, running. Before, I want to call it like Scrum, but it's not true. It was a methodology, very mixed one. With 2 weeks sprint, with estimation in hours, with changing backlog during this 2 weeks iteration. It works for the company. It works because company showed very high value in terms of growing, but it was a pretty chaotic one. And in the moment of growth, we decided that we need to grow our process as well, because of mismatch in transparency and alignment. So it was like some kind of mix of methodology before.
All right.
Let's say like this. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Any more questions? I'm happy to answer on all of them. Okay, if you have any questions regarding our experience of SAFE implementation of Scrum, any related to Agile methodology in MGID, you can contact me. You can find in LinkedIn, whatever. So you're welcome. And here is, I also want to say a big thank you to E5 company to made it for us happen. And it's really work. What was the single biggest challenge? One more question here. So it's a good question because hard to say something single. It's on all levels, it's different one. But right now, I want to say that biggest challenge, even right now, it's to keep transparent business and product value on all levels. This is a high challenge, like biggest challenge, even right now after 9 PIs. Okay, so thank you very much to join. Any question, as I said, you can contact me on LinkedIn, and have a good evening. Sophie, anything from your side?
Thank you for this sharing. So thank you for doing for everyone.
Perfect. Okay, this video will be been recorded, and Sophie will share with everyone. So I hope if you wanted to rewatch it, it will be available. So have a good evening. Bye bye.